Really, you got to look at the show. I mean, it's like really stupid things that they pulled out, all the like really quirky. Camille can tell you a little bit more about Alex and some of the things they did. It was just like really dumb.
Well, I mean, I guess like for any reality TV show, they have to have a little drama, or people aren't going to watch it, or at least that's where their mindset is. But I think it was still a positive thing. My mom played a great role in that show. So did you.
She did.
Jeremiah wasn't there for that.
No.
I was on it slightly.
I've seen this work on people who have never even tried smoking marijuana. My mom used to work at the Legion, and you know, they have old people with crunched up hands, always dissed on the marijuana.
Arthritis.
You know, said I'd never do that, never do that. My mom gave them some lotion, rubbed it on. They came out of the bathroom crying just because they'd never felt so good in their hands in the last like 10 years. You know,
so they're not consuming the product, but they're using some of these topicals. And when you put these topicals
this
on,
one's actually a tincture.
When you put these topicals on, it doesn't get into your bloodstream where it actually affects you psychotropically, but what it does is it instantly relieves some of the pain. I use this stuff.
Me too.
Religiously when I had my knee replacement, which is going to be...
I use it every single night.
It's 11 months ago, and I'm still in pain, but I put this on, and it takes the edge off from my knee, especially since I have arthritis and all this cold. You know, it's difficult on the joints as you're getting older. It sucks to get old sometimes. It just sucks.
But it's not just the smoking, let's get high. It's a reason nowadays.
So we have these pain creams, and then we also have... they make another one called a calming cream, and I'm a huge fan of that because I have restless leg syndrome, and that is the best remedy that I have ever found. And I use it in combination with the pain spray.
Break.
And we'll be back.
Thank you.
Have you heard of Coloradans for Cannabis Patient Rights? Do you know we are Colorado's only medical cannabis assistance program? With our team of sponsors, we offer a comprehensive sliding fee scale for medical cannabis patients on low and fixed incomes. For a list of sponsors, please visit us at www.c4cpr.org or leave a message at 719-271-8430. Have you heard of Coloradans for Cannabis?
The odds of this boy achieving his dream in fashion? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Have you heard of Coloradans for Cannabis Patient Rights? Do you know we are Colorado's only medical cannabis assistance program? With our team of sponsors, we offer a comprehensive sliding fee scale for medical cannabis patients on low and fixed incomes. For a list of sponsors, please visit us at www.c4cpr.org or leave a message at 719-271-8430. Also, join us on Facebook, Coloradans for Cannabis Patient Rights.
I'm good.
Hi, welcome back.
We're back.
Hi.
Hi. So another point I was trying to make is when I first got involved in this business, I thought, it was exciting and a lot of fun. And one of the drawbacks, I think the only thing that makes it really difficult for me is that I got to meet a bunch of people that were using some of these products who were in a place of a lot of pain, cancer, terminal illnesses, and
Dying.
Basically dying and have died. And I found myself getting close to a couple of these people, and then knowing that I can help their pain, or we could help manage their pain, but at the end of the day, they still die and we lose a friend. So
Well,
that
it's
for me has
hard.
made it difficult. It's been difficult for me to accept that part of it.
It's hard, but I like that aspect because I feel like I'm helping someone.
Right.
At least, if not extending the amount of life they have left, which I've personally seen that happen.
And their quality of life.
If nothing else, just extending or making the quality of life that they have left better.
They come to the store and they say, I want to see Camille, because I don't work the store. I work the warehouse with Jeremiah, but she gets personal rapport with some of these people, and I've made friends with them. They've come over to our house for dinner, and we're big about cooking and entertaining because I had a restaurant, so I love doing it. And you invite some of these people, and it's so hard to watch. And
we had one patient who was coming into the store for a couple of years, John, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years at least. And
a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, Vietnam vet. He had a spinal cancer, and he was telling the VA for, 8 years or something, that they needed to do an MRI on his back. They needed to do an MRI on his back. They wouldn't do it. They finally did it, and then that's when they found the cancer.
He was dead 6 months later.
Well, no. He would come into the store, and we would help him out with his medicine. We're not able to give it away for free, but we can give chronically ill patients a fairly good discount.
And we give veterans discounts.
Yeah, veterans and anyone who's chronically ill. That situation was a little different, though, because they were pretty low on finances. But anyways, they would come into the store, and it would just really help his quality of life. And then his red card expired, which is the medical marijuana card you get when you go and apply for your license to be able to come into a dispensary. His red card expired, and a week, maybe 2 weeks max later, he passed away. So I really think that it was extending the life that he had left, or maybe it was just the quality of life he had left, and then after that it was just kind of him letting go. We carry extractions, which is a concentrated form of THC, so like an oil, and we have many patients that come in who have skin cancer. They put it on their skin, on their skin cancer spot, cover it with a Band-Aid, and that spot will be gone. I've seen it happen many times. It's amazing.
Thomas shows me on the back of his leg.
Yeah, we have a friend of ours who lived up in Lyons, who is a neighbor at our warehouse, who has a woodworking business, and does refinishing and does antiques and stuff like that. Very talented man. And he had stage 4 colon cancer about 5 years ago, and he was bedridden, and everybody thought he was going to die, and everybody basically stole everything.
He was in hospice.
He was bedridden. He was going to die. And people thought that was a done deal, so everybody just helped themselves to his bank accounts and stole his customers and all that, to turn out and find out that he beat it. And he did that by going totally vegetarian, vegan, raw foods. And then as he was bouncing back, he found himself coming back to a business that was pretty much depleted because everybody had taken advantage of him, thinking that he was on his deathbed. And he rebounded, and to make a long story short, he lives up north of Lyons, and he just lost his house. The San Varan just washed his house away and washed his property away, so he has no property to be able to build back on, and the insurance company is telling him that they're not going to pay him any money to rebuild the house where he doesn't have any property. He found out the day his house got washed away that his colon cancer is back, and he's living with us because I couldn't see with his son and another family member of his. I couldn't see them living in, or we couldn't see them living in a shelter where he's doing chemotherapy now. And what he's doing is he's chosen this time around to use a lot of these products and some of these oils and extractions.
He vaporizes oil.
And vaporizes oil as opposed to using morphine. The first time around he used so much morphine that he didn't know whether he was coming or going. And he said he was so confused. And this time around he's actually aware of his physical body. And I think he would be a really good guest to invite to one of these segments so he can talk to you a little bit about what he does and how it fixes. You know, he gets all these welts and these sores in his mouth from the chemotherapy, and I mean, it's hard to watch. And he, again, has become a close friend, and you know, I God hope he's not going to pass away. But I mean, it's just hard to see this and the amount of pain that he goes through, and I see him every day.
And then there's Nick.
And then we have a friend, Nick, who's gotten diagnosed with something that's similar to Lou Gehrig's disease, and
or MS.
Or MS, and
they don't really know.
Kaiser, is it Kaiser? Kaiser? The insurance company he has is refusing to agree that he's disabled, for him to be able to apply for Social Security. The guy was backcountry skiing 4 years ago, and the guy can barely walk and needs a cane or a wheelchair. His eyes his vision is going, he can barely walk, his muscle mass, and you know, the doctors are just messing with him, and they're not allowing him to get Social Security. So what he does is he uses these products to help him manage his pain.
Quality of life.
And he also would be a good person to come on this show, to be able to talk to people about how these products help him.
I mean, 4 years ago, he was backcountry skiing, and then, what, a year ago, he couldn't even count on having a job because he worked in the restaurant industry, and he could collapse and fall over at any minute.
He does that. He falls in his backyard, and he has to call his neighbor, or he has to call his wife. He has to yell for her or the next door neighbor to come in the backyard to help him get up so that he can, you know, stand up. He can't even roll over to stand up. He's so weak. So, you know, it's
he's just losing all his muscle mass too, right?
All this is, you know, it's kind of difficult, but it helps. And
prolong and the quality of life, like you said.
Actually catered your wedding.
Yeah, he did an awesome job. But yeah, I see a lot of people use this stuff and just go from crunched over and tight to wow. You know, a lot of people don't think it works like it does, but people who haven't tried it should really give it a shot, because I know everybody's got pain.
And it doesn't have to be consuming it this way.
Yeah, so we have.
It can be.
We talked about the topicals a little bit. This one's a body butter. This is a pain spray. This is a cream.
It's empty.
And then these two are edibles. So this is like, it's kind of like a Sour Patch Kid.
10 milligrams.
The 10 milligrams in each candy, which is a very small dose. Well, I guess depending on your tolerance. For me, I can ingest about 5 milligrams and definitely feel it, whereas this guy over here could probably, this edible, it's a lot stronger. And
So a lot of these products, like some of these right here, which you consume, you ingest, and this and that, they come in hybrids, they'll come in sativas, they'll come in indicas, they'll come in higher CBD or CBNs. So you just need to come and like talk to our bud tenders and kind of get an idea of what you like and what your final, where you want to go with this. You know, is it really just for pain management? So you don't have to consume. So somebody who has emphysema doesn't have to smoke the product. There are other products that can help them and manage their pain without having to do that. And this is a soda, which is actually delicious. It's an orange crush creamsicle. this is lights out for me. I stay away from these edibles personally. It just